it doesn't make it easy to get started. It's not until you have someone who's holding you accountable, unless it's a habit that you already have, that caused you to create this new habit. So I'm going to ask that you, with the homework assignment here, vocalize your resolve. Let someone know, hey, I've been putting this off. I keep saying I'm going to do this. I keep saying I'm going to start my health journey. I keep saying I'm going to start my business. I keep saying I'm going to, be consistent with my personal development. I keep saying I'm going to walk into the business. This is my time. And I want you to hold me accountable. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off with one. And this one will be done by today. The one will be done by Thursday. The one will be done, right? So this is a start. This is all I'm saying, guys. Show up at the gym. Show up and then get one. This is what most people never do.
If you're a go-getter, faith-driven and family-focused and need to break through to your next level, this is the podcast for you. Your self-talk can reshape every area of your life. It's time to dream and think big. Welcome to the Self-Talk Experience with Darnell and Tracy Self. It's time to elevate, baby. Let's get into the show.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Darnell Self here with the Self-Talk Experience. I know I'm normally here with my co-host, Tracy Self, T Self, Bougie Beans on Instagram. But today I am here solo to talk about self-talk. And for those who just joined us and perhaps just started viewing or listening to the Self-Talk Experience, this is all about the things that we say to ourselves, because we know the things we say to ourselves about ourselves eventually will determine what we attract for ourselves. And sometimes we're dependent upon ourselves to move through a certain season in life. And I found that it is helpful if you have some accountability, if you have some coaching when it's something that you've not done before. Can you do it alone? Sure. Can you move through it faster when someone's already traveled that path, when someone's already further along than you? The answer is yes. They will notice things that those who have not traveled that same path cannot notice. They've never traveled that path. They don't even know what to look for. And so I found it to be helpful to have people around me who have moved further in certain areas of life. So if you admire the way people parent, if you admire the way people handle their relationships, the way they set boundaries, the way they practice self-care, then that's someone good to help you to do the same thing in those particular areas because they do it well, right? And you already appreciate the way they do it. And so the problem is, yes, I always come with challenges and I talk about the solutions, but the challenge is we have so many people out here saying, professing, I know how to help you to do this. I can show you how to do this. And it's tough because we don't know what we don't know. If it's an area that we have no experience in, we're like, yeah, they said they did this and yeah, they say they accomplished this, but you don't really know. It's for an example. So I work out, I don't know, probably 5 times a week, sometimes 6 times a week. And I have a trainer. And what I'm about to say is probably going to prove that I'm not a trainer. It's probably going to prove that I'm not a spotter because I know just enough to be dangerous. But this is all I'm saying. You could know just enough to sound good. That's me in this area. So for an example, I know that a spotter, someone who's spotting you to assist you, for those who don't work out, a spotter is really to help you either start the set with the first rep, help position you. This trainer or spotter is also there to assist you if you stall so that they can help you to capitalize on this progressive overload. And this is where you maximize gains, right? Doesn't that sound good? Yeah, so I know just enough. Like I know that because I work with a trainer. So I know when he's helping me get that last rep in, that's where I'm maximizing my gains because it's called progressive overload. But it's only when I stall, right? And it's that last one. The trainer's job is not to take over the load, but to help you to move through that last set or position you for the first set. I remember I was using these dumbbells and I was doing a bench press and my trainer grabbed my wrist to help me get the first set going. Now, if you don't know any better, I've seen people hold under the elbows. Well, if you hold under the elbows, then this joint here is still weak. So it's already heavy because they're helping me, obviously, to get this rep. Well, this is where it's dangerous because you're laying on your back and the weights could crash on your face, on your neck, because they didn't grab your wrist. You see, these are slight nuances that you don't know what you don't know. It's like, oh yeah, I have this person coaching me in this. And you don't even realize they didn't know it till later on. And you're like, they didn't really know it. And crashing weights on your face is just an example of what could happen in your business. You know what I mean? So what am I saying here? Just like in the gym and just like coaching in life, one, it's great to have someone to help you to start. What I found in coaching people, and mostly I coach leadership, is that people have not learned how to lead themselves. So getting started is always tough. Getting going, like day one, like sell one, like post one. It's just going live once. It's just, getting the one out of the way. And typically people need someone there as a coach who's done it, who can say, all right, here's what you want to do. Here's what you don't want to do. Okay. Because this is what you see. You see folks like, now, how do I end this live here? Right? They just don't know because no one said, hey, look, all right, here's what you're going to do. You're going to do it. It's going to be ugly. It's not going to be perfect, but at least let me tell you what to do. Right. And I'm not saying you're going to be perfect, even with the coach, because they're not going to do it for you. Just like I said, the trainer, the spotter their job is not to lift the load for you, but to assist you. Same thing here. So one, having someone to help you to get started, someone who you respect, someone who you care enough about. If they said, hey, did you do it yet? You're going to feel a sense of obligation, a sense of responsibility, motivated to do it and say, I don't want to disappoint them. I promised them I would do it. I know if you've been watching the self-talk, we talk about staying committed to yourself. You said you're going to do it. Now you do it. But if I must be completely honest with you, even though you all are watching the self-talk or listening to the self-talk and perhaps, listening to personal development, it doesn't make it easy to get started. It's not until you have someone who's holding you accountable, unless it's a habit that you already have, that caused you to create this new habit. So I'm going to ask that you, with the homework assignment here, vocalize your resolve. Let someone know, hey, I've been putting this off. I keep saying I'm going to do this. I keep saying I'm going to start my health journey. I keep saying I'm going to start my business. I keep saying I'm going to, be consistent with my personal development. I keep saying I'm going to walk into the business. This is my time. And I want you to hold me accountable. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off with one. And this one will be done by today. The one will be done by Thursday. The one will be done, right? So this is a start. This is all I'm saying, guys. Show up at the gym. Show up and then get one. This is what most people never do. In my business, I can look at my genealogy. I can look at my metrics and I see a bunch of zeros. Whole bunch of people took the class. No one ever executed. Whole bunch of people read the manual, studied the guide, took the course, never did one. One is important. That's the start. The other part is to finish. So the first challenge is getting started. This is why you have a trainer. This is why you have someone holding you accountable. The trainer is bigger than the trainer. The trainer is like they're at the gym. So now you're more likely to show up because they're waiting for you. Then if the trainer wasn't there, you're like, I'm not going to go today. It's cold outside if you're in Maryland where I am. See the gear. But you have a reason not to go. But if there's someone there holding you accountable, you're more likely to show up. And they're more likely to make sure you do things that you otherwise wouldn't have done without them being there. See accountability? And then the other part. So the middle is not as, we could talk about that. There's an episode called Middle Faith. Go back and watch that one. But the end is what I want to talk about now. So the beginning, we talked about the trainer helping you out with the first set, right? Going back to the gym. If you won't know it, I'm going to post this, but you would know I was stuck with these dumbbells. And my trainer came over and helped me to get it going. And all you will see in the video is actually me moving through the reps, through the set. But in the beginning, I had trouble getting going. It's the Newton's law of motion, right? It takes a force sometimes to get something in motion, and sometimes another force to keep it in motion, or to change direction off of this straight line. Well, it's the same thing to finish. To start, congrats. I want you to start. That's an assignment. I gave you the assignment. The next assignment, once we start, And once you stay consistent, is to finish. You realize that I've been in business for a long time, for almost 30 years. And I see people come and go in business. And I'm not saying that it's definitely not easy to run a business. In fact, I'd rather have the money than the actual business. The reason why I love the business is because the unlimited earning potential I have and the flexibility that comes along with it. If I could have that, but not have the responsibilities of actually running the business, that would be awesome, right? Because it comes with a lot of headaches. Let's just be honest. But I like the results that I get. So check this out. Finishing is going to be key. So how do you finish? Well, first of all, what does finish look like for you? Like sometimes we don't know what it looks like, so we don't know when we're there. Like, what does that look like for you? Is it an income level? Is it an accomplishment with the amount of people that you wanted to serve or the amount of people you wanted to help? Is it an age? Hey, I'm going to do this until I'm this age, right? And at that point, I'm going to pivot and do some other things in life. I don't know what finishing looks like for you, right? Like I know what I like to feel like and look like as a goal for me fitness wise. When I get there, I can then make an adjustment and say, hey, I'm here to maintain this. Or you know what? I thought this was it, but now that I'm here, let me make an adjustment here. I actually want to pick up on some gains in size, or hey, I want to get more lean. But initially, you got to start somewhere with what a finish line looks like. So that's your second homework assignment, right? What does your finish line look like? What does it look like for you? This way, you can say those things to yourself, like, "Hey, look, I am a millionaire." But that might even be your goal. Your goal might be $100,000, right? So don't base it on what somebody else wants. Base it on what you want. This is key, guys. So start, create some habits, finish. Finishing is going to be key, but having someone by your side and let them know. I know there's different philosophies on this. Some folks say, I don't tell anybody what my plan is because the devil gonna mess it up, right? I don't let people know about my plan. And I've not followed that philosophy. I think there's a difference in privacy and in vocalizing your resolve. So there are things that I talk about in terms of goals and dreams, and I don't mind letting people know about those things. But then there's privacy. Those are things I choose not to say because they're private, you see? So I don't want you to think that you have to go out and tell people your private information. But hey, look, if you got a goal, let somebody know. Look, this is my goal. This is my finish line. This is what it looks like. So that way, they know when you're getting close and they can celebrate you. So I end with another story in the gym. Because my trainer will know, hey, look, there's 50 body squats that we're about to do. So if I get around 42 and I'm starting to feel like, oh my gosh, my legs are wobbling, like it's bad. These 54-year-old knees getting to me. So he'll say, all right, we're there. Finish strong, right? It's mind over matter. Like whatever he can, encouraging me that you got 4 more. Like you come too far to stop now. Like let's finish. 4th quarter, overtime, whatever he has to say to keep me thinking like you're there now. Without that, I probably would have stopped, quite honestly, without a trainer there at 42. At 40, right? If we're going for 50, I'm like, well, I really know. Why am I doing 50? Who wants to do 50 of any one thing? You see, this is why, my friends, it's critical as we're working on saying better things to ourselves, we're working on becoming the best version of ourselves, that we have someone there to help us to start, and we have someone there to help us to finish. Everything else, you can't plan out anyway because the middle doesn't look anything like you think it's going to look once you start. It's always adjustments. There's always turns and sometimes dead ends, but that's okay because our mind is focused on the finish line. All right, guys, I look forward to hearing your testimonies and look forward to celebrating you as you start and as you finish. This has been another episode of The Self-Talk. And remember, the things we say to ourselves about ourselves eventually determines what we attract for ourselves. Take care, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Self-Talk Podcast with Darnell and Tracy Self. We hope you enjoyed. Be sure to rate and review this podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform. And we'll see you next time. And remember, talk good to yourself.